Hello, fellow seekers of financial wisdom and wealth building enthusiasts. Today, we're embarking on an eye-opening expedition into the realm of financial empowerment as we dive deep into the topic of 7 things that are keeping you poor by the multi-billionaire investor Warren Buffett. I'm excited to be your navigator on this enlightening journey. Over the next little while, we'll unveil the 7 factors that can hinder your financial progress, discover strategies for achieving financial stability, and confront the obstacles that stand in your way. Be sure to stay with us until the end of this exploration, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to join us on this journey to financial enlightenment. There's a big global issue right now. Many people work hard and do their best, but still encounter challenging times. Even their children face similar difficulties. As Warren Buffett once remarked, countless individuals worldwide find themselves living a difficult life instead of the prosperous one they had envisioned.
There's been an American nightmare that has accompanied that, and that's where people that equally have tried to get educated and worked hard and had good habits have found themselves living a life that's been on the edge throughout their entire life.
Were you aware that 52% of people around the world struggle to make ends meet? This issue isn't confined to a single location. It impacts the entire globe. Surprisingly, financial struggles don't always hinge on your income level. Some individuals with low-paying jobs and families have managed to save a substantial amount. However, there's another angle to this narrative. Some people earn well over $100,000, yet they still have difficulty covering their expenses. It's a choice they make. In the words of Warren Buffett, if you don't figure out how to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. If you aim to break free from the burden of debt, live the life you've envisioned, and assist others along the way, you must understand this concept. I've delved deeply into how Warren Buffett achieved his wealth, and I've stumbled upon something truly enlightening. He has shared 7 things that are keeping people poor, and I'm here to share them with you today. Number 1, gambling. Gambling can be really bad for your money. Warren Buffett says it's okay to play a little once in a while, but if you want to make more money and become rich, gambling will probably just make you broke. Here's the thing. When you play things like slot machines, you'll likely want to keep playing more and more, and that can make you spend all your money really fast. Luck is for average folks. Success is for those who don't count on luck. Keep that in mind. While gambling can make you lose money, there's something else that can also make you broke. Number 2, buying a house. Unlike those who have less money, wealthy individuals often take a different approach to their path to success. Instead of rushing to buy a house, they choose to rent a home while they work on building their assets necessary to eventually make that purchase. A significant mistake that people facing financial difficulties often make is taking on debt to buy a house, and this can have a negative impact on their financial well-being. You see, owning a house doesn't usually generate income. Instead, it often leads to additional expenses. This increased financial risk can ultimately become overwhelming. It's important to note that Warren Buffett isn't suggesting that having a home for your family is a bad idea. Rather, he's advising against buying a house burdened with excessive debt, as this can lead to long-term financial problems. Now, let's consider those who only offer half-hearted commitment. Number 3, paying for a gym without commitment. Statistics tell us that in 2023, about 64 million people will be gym members. However, nearly 70% of students who sign up stop going after a few months. Most gyms depend on people paying their fees but not actually going there. People join gyms because they want to get healthier and more fit. Gyms have all sorts of equipment and classes to choose from, but the catch is that many people sign up for a gym without really planning to exercise regularly. It doesn't make sense to have a gym membership if you're not using it often. There are smarter, free ways to have fun. You see, there are lots of cheap or even free options for staying active. Many people like outdoor activities, like walking, playing sports with friends, jogging, or hiking. So, train your mind and stay determined until you're ready to stick to an exercise routine. Next up is the most common habit of poor people. Number 4, buying from luxury brands. Poor people often buy stuff they don't really need, no matter the cost. We know that millionaires have the money to buy fancy clothes, big houses, expensive cars, designer outfits, and more. But that doesn't mean they're spending all their money on these flashy things from top-notch brands. Sure, they can buy these things in any quantity they want, but sometimes you'll see them wearing simple $20 watches or using the same phone for many years. So it's not just about avoiding buying stuff you don't need, it's about thinking if it's the smartest choice. For instance, you might want to think if it's better to spend $200 on a fancy brand t-shirt, or if it's more practical to spend $10 on a t-shirt of the same quality but without the fancy logo. Both can be equally good, it's just the brand that makes the difference. Nevertheless, if you like the content you are watching, comment the word "more" so I'll notice. Number 5. Buying a car. Getting a brand new car is one of the least wise financial choices the younger generation can make. That's because the moment you drive the car off the dealer's lot and onto the road, it starts losing value. Your car's worth goes down by about 20 to 30% in the first year alone. And within 5 years, it's likely to lose at least 60% of what it was worth when you bought it. Many people take out loans to buy a new car, but essentially they're borrowing money to purchase something that immediately loses 30% of its value. But if you want a shiny, nearly new car without going into debt with the bank, you can consider buying a used car with only a couple of years of use. These cars are almost as good as new, and you can get them at a 30% discount due to their age. Now, the next factor that might be keeping you in a financially challenging position doesn't just affect your finances, it also consumes your time. Number 6. Watching TV and playing video games. Here's something important that Warren Buffett points out. People in the middle class and those with fewer resources tend to spend a lot of time watching TV or playing video games. This happens more often in these households than in wealthier ones. He explains that, first of all, they spend time and money on getting the latest TV packages. Secondly, they use their time playing video games instead of doing more productive things or learning how to make more money and increase their wealth. For instance, people from wealthier backgrounds tend to read much more regularly than those with fewer resources, who often spend their free time watching Netflix or other streaming services. Number 7. Extravagant vacations. Having experiences like traveling is really important. These are things we want to achieve in our lives. But if you don't plan these experiences wisely, they can turn into a mess. Many times people with fewer resources end up going into debt just to travel for a few weeks. Sure, the experience can be fantastic, but you'll be paying for it for years, and that can make you regret the decision. So if you want to truly enjoy it, be extra careful not to let your emotions take over and forget about the practical side when you're planning your dream trip. Avoid using loans or getting into debt for these vacations because they can turn into a financial nightmare. Make sure your finances are in order and pick the right time for a fantastic trip. We've learned that the biggest money mistakes people with fewer resources make include gambling, which is really bad for your finances and can lead to serious money troubles due to overspending. Then we talked about how buying a house might not always be the best choice, according to Buffett. He suggests that renting while you build up your money is a smarter move. Spending money on a gym membership without a real commitment is also seen as a waste, because many people don't use it regularly, and there are cheaper or even free ways to stay fit. Splurging on luxury brands should be something you do once you've achieved financial stability, because the brand name shouldn't justify high prices, and more affordable options can be just as good. Additionally, buying a brand new car might not be the wisest financial decision, since cars lose value quickly. And there's the option to buy used ones too. Watching too much TV and playing video games too often are seen as a waste of both time and money, according to Buffett. Finally, while vacations are important, we recommend being careful when planning trips to avoid going into debt or regretting your financial choices. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to click the like and subscribe button.